Always tracking, always alerting. Here's your Storm Track 15 weather.
It is 5:18. Happy Tuesday if you're just joining us this morning. Weather-wise, I don't know, I went to touch the door handle this morning over here and I thought, why is it all wet?
I noticed it even earlier. The windshield's already covered with stuff, the door handle of the car. Adam, that would be humidity and fog and stuff.
Well, don't you love it at this time of the year when you have to go to your car to get stuff out and you touch it and it's just soaked and then you're just like, what do I do with this now? You know, shake it off. It doesn't go off because the air's full of humidity. You got to find something to wipe it on, and there's not a whole lot to. We're looking at a lot of humidity out there this morning, and our temperatures, well, they've cooled off to around the dew point, and so that's why we have all that dew that's developed on cars, the moisture that's really thick in the air. Some fog being reported in Lake Charles. We're seeing lower visibilities now in New Iberia and Abbeville, and on the eastern side of Lafayette, we're starting to pick up some fog too. I can also show you in Church Point, there's that layer of fog. It's going to be the same as yesterday, just about as high as the tops of trees. So we're talking about 50 feet of that fog layer. But when you get in it, it can get really, really thick. In Lafayette, we're seeing that fog developing. There's downtown, and just beyond it, you see this little hazy view. That's the fog building up there. Some lower visibilities in Crowley. New Iberia, not looking too bad, but we are starting to pick up that hazier look with the light, so some fog trying to develop there. And I showed you Church Point with that ground fog that's starting to develop already. So I would expect to run into some patchy, dense fog this morning as you head out to work or school. Temperatures have cooled into the 60s with the exception of Ville Platte, where you're at 55. A lot of us reporting clouds. Those are going to be with us today. They're actually streaming out from the Pacific all the way across Mexico and headed our way on that subtropical jet. Now that's important and key to our forecast for later on this week. For today, though, it's just going to create a mixture of sun and clouds through the day, and so we just talk about temperature trends here. Of course, we're going to warm up pretty quickly there by 11 o'clock, already in the 80s. Midday, low to mid 80s this afternoon, likely getting into the mid 80s, picking the kiddos up from the bus stop there. It's going to be pretty warm and breezy. So we do have those highs, low to mid 80s, unchanged from yesterday with lots of clouds in the sky. Tonight, I'm expecting more fog to develop, temperatures settling in the low to mid 60s. Tomorrow, though, passing clouds, gusty winds as high as 25 miles an hour as our next system begins to develop. Now, I mentioned that subtropical jet. In El Nino years, which is what we have going into this winter, we look at a lot of clouds and rain, and look what's coming for this week and into the weekend. We are going to have to pay attention because these rain chances could actually go up. And in fact, there's been some indications that it might get kind of rainy here through the weekend if this system kind of stalls. There's a cold front that's coming down on Friday, and that's going to bring that first round of storms there Friday afternoon. The question is, does it move far enough offshore that we get into the cooler side of things, or does it stall right on top of us, leaving us cloudy and rainy for the weekend? I have bumped rain chances up ever so slightly there, and they could keep going up. So you want to stay tuned in the days ahead, see if those rain chances keep going up or if they go down here. Fingers crossed they go down.
Yeah, and you have the first round of the high school playoffs Friday night. You got a lot of people wondering what they're going to have to do in a couple days.
Yeah, we're going to have to really closely watch that Friday forecast too.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you, Adam.